What is the difference between implicit and explicit corrective feedback? Have you ever wondered how teachers help students improve their language skills? One important method is through corrective feedback. Today, we will look at the difference between implicit and explicit corrective feedback in language learning. Corrective feedback is a tool that helps learners recognize and fix their language errors. It can be divided into two main types: implicit and explicit. Each type has its own approach to helping students learn. Implicit corrective feedback is more subtle. It corrects errors without directly pointing them out. A common way to do this is through recasts. This means the teacher repeats what the student said but in a corrected form. For example, if a student says, "She go to the store," the teacher might respond, "Oh, she goes to the store." This method encourages students to notice their mistakes without feeling embarrassed. On the other hand, explicit corrective feedback is straightforward. It directly addresses the error and explains why it is incorrect. For instance, if a student makes a grammatical mistake, the teacher will point it out and provide a clear explanation of the correct form. This method gives students detailed information about what needs to change. From an anthropological viewpoint, the choice between implicit and explicit feedback can depend on cultural norms. In some cultures, direct correction may be seen as rude or confrontational. In these cases, implicit feedback can be a more sensitive approach. It allows learners to correct themselves without feeling uncomfortable. In linguistic anthropology, understanding language in social contexts is key. Corrective feedback is not just about fixing errors. It also teaches cultural norms and communication styles. For example, in some societies, explicit feedback is respected and appreciated. In others, it might be viewed as intrusive. When it comes to practical applications, implicit feedback, like recasts, is often used in classrooms. It helps maintain a positive learning environment. Students can learn without the fear of being singled out for their mistakes. Explicit feedback is beneficial when learners need clear guidance on complex language rules. It often includes metalinguistic explanations, which help students grasp the underlying rules behind their errors. In summary, the main difference between implicit and explicit corrective feedback lies in how errors are addressed. Implicit feedback encourages self-correction through subtle cues, while explicit feedback provides direct explanations. Both types play important roles in language acquisition and can be adapted based on cultural contexts and learning environments.